The story just in now, the Zuma family is briefing the media on today's court judgment. Let's take you there live now.
Is he coming back home anytime soon?
He's in South Africa, it's his home. Obviously, he will have to come at some point.
How's he doing, Mr. Zuma? You've spoken to your father. How was his spirits?
President Zuma has always been okay, and he's still okay.
Does this mean we saw your sister's tweet to Duzile saying, well, he has decided to take the easier option of coming to Nkandla, hand himself over? Is that the official position of the family, that he has to do it? He has got no choice anyway. The Constitutional Court is the highest court in the land.
I've just mentioned to you that we will make our reaction known to the public and the world once we've consulted. So that particular comment, it's something you're feeding me. I'm still insisting to you, we will comment at the right moment. We are prepared to comment. However, we're saying let us be afforded that particular, gesture and respect.
But personally, how do you feel personally as Edward Zuma?
Well, as Edward Zuma, I think my position has been known, and I still maintain my position that, whatever decisions are taken by law enforcement agencies of this country, well, they'll have to kill me first before such thing is implemented.
By kill you first, Mr. Zuma, you mean before your father can be dragged from his home to prison, they'll have to kill you first?
Exactly.
So you are saying come these 5 days when they expire, or 3 days, if he decides not to hand himself over, he will not be arrested. Is that what you are saying?
Once again, I'm saying whatever decisions law enforcement agencies decide upon, if that drastic decision happens to be taken, then they will have to pass by me, meaning I'll lay down my life for President Zuma. They are not going to take him to prison when I'm still alive. They will have to kill me first. I insist on that.
But some will say that statement, Mr. Zuma, is basically reckless, considering how sensitive this issue is. How would you respond to those who are saying you are stirring tensions here?
Well, look, as to how any other person interprets it, it's unfortunate, they would be the last people to say these are reckless statements when they themselves, those people that are plotting against President Zuma have been reckless for the past 15 years. So why would they say I'm being reckless when I'm saying I'm going to lay down my life for my father? That's not being reckless. It's a fact. It's something that I'm going to do. That's something that I've long been prepared to do.
It means you will be preventing his arrest.
If that is what it means, so be it.
Mr. Zuma, your father enjoys a lot of support. Already here, members of the MKMVA now, since February, they've been camped outside your father's home to protect him. I'm sure you've been getting a lot of messages from people across KwaZulu-Natal, across South Africa. Speak to us about the support. Usually a lot of people come out here to show the support for your father. Is that what we can expect over the next coming days?
No, definitely. In fact, you must expect worse than what you've always been witnessing, in the past months and the past years. So definitely we appreciate the support, and we encourage people to come out in their numbers to come and support President Zuma.
What about COVID-19 restrictions, sir?
What do you mean? What about COVID-19 restrictions? We are in a situation of war here. We can't be considering COVID-19 situations. If it means we die, we die, and we are prepared to die.
Have you had any word? Have you had any word from the leaders of the ANC, maybe calling your father? Anything from the African National Congress?
Well, I do not know, but I'm not speaking on behalf of the ANC. The ANC guys are just behind me, so it will be appropriate that you address them as my leadership in this branch. I'm speaking as Edward Zuma, not as any ANC member.
Do you think that this judgment by the Concord had any political interference or meddling?
Once again, I'm going to repeat myself for the third time. Once the judgment has been read, we'll analyze and take a decision to comment on it. It's as simple as straight.
When are your father's supporters coming to Nkandla? Do you know when exactly?
This is something that is not being planned. So any person who wants to come is welcome to come anytime. Nobody has planned that on a particular day supporters of President Zuma will come. They are welcome to come anytime, any day.
Do you feel angry? Do you feel betrayed? Do you feel let down by the fact that your father will go to jail and will serve time?
Well, I wouldn't say I feel angry, nor would I say I feel betrayed, but once again, clearly I will not see him go to jail because I would have been dead by then. You know, I once again say this thing, nobody's going to take Zuma to jail before I die. So it's unfortunate, if ever that happens, I'm not going to be able to see him because I'll be dead by then.
It will happen when you are still alive, Mr. Zuma.
We're looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Edward, that was Edward Zuma, former President Jacob Zuma's son, speaking to us outside the home here. And of course, just to recap a little bit on what he spoke about, firstly saying that as a family, they are still going to meet and go through the judgment before they can make any comment and respond to that. When we asked where his father was, as the indication that we had earlier on was that his father was not here in Nkandla. He said that while his father is a South African and his father is somewhere in South Africa. Of course, he is adamant in saying that before anyone comes to arrest his father, they will have to go through him first, and that he is going, if needs be, to die for his father. Of course, also importantly, he's saying that, as we had heard earlier on from some of the members of the MKMVA who are camped here outside the home of the former president, that they are expecting large crowds to come out and show their support for the former president from tomorrow. And Mr. Zuma, of course, confirming that indeed there is going to be a large numbers that are expected to come out here. When asked about COVID-19 and the concerns, of course, the country is under level 4 of the lockdown regulations, and gatherings have been prohibited during this time. And he's saying that, of course, they cannot worry about COVID-19 at this point, saying that this is a war, and meaning that this is a war against his father. So that is the comments that we've been able to get so far. The first close family member of former President Jacob Zuma making these comments today. Earlier on, of course, there were also those reports that his sister, Duduzile Zuma, also there was a tweet on her Twitter handle where she had said, of course, that her father is in high spirits, and that they were going to choose a police station close by, or prison that's going to be close by here in Nkandla, and that they were going to go out in their numbers to support and show support for her father. But Edward Zuma, of course, saying here to us today that before they come, or anyone comes to arrest his father, they're going to have to go through him first. It's not just Edward Zuma, I might say, that has said that. Speaking to earlier on to the members of the MKMVA who are out here, and they were telling us that they feel that the authorities in this country want war, and that they are here, they're going to be mobilizing, and they expect hundreds of people to gather here to show their support for the former president.
All right, Ayanda Mhlongo there, thank you so much for your time and also for your report. Well, that you have it. Edward Zuma, former President Jacob Zuma's son, saying we are at war. He's saying that he is going to lay down his life for his father. Of course, his sister earlier, Dudu Zuma Sambundla, earlier tweeted, lockdown or no lockdown, they will obviously be there for their father and in support of their father. Well, this wraps up the first hour of SA Today. We'll continue with more of our top stories when we return at the top of the hour. Stay with us. Don't go away.